Today on the menu, a progressive strengthening and well thought of stretching yin-yang balance sadhana. Welcome, let's get started. Begin by lifting the head, elongating the base of the skull away from the shoulders, and then with an exhale, let the brain dive into your body. Inhale, go into spinal extension, sternum moving away from pubic bone. Exhale, spinal flexion, rounding the back. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, rounding back, finding center. Inhale, lifting up, and with an exhale, let's go full circle. Start by feeling both sit bones firmly grounded and anchored to the floor. And as you let the breath flow as it wants to, create isolation throughout the torso. Picture kneeling inside a ball or sphere, and as you circle the upper body only, you touch the wall inside the ball or sphere with every little part of your body, both sidelines, the back, and as you go into spinal extension, the front of the torso. And then relax back. Inhale, lift up from your pelvic floor, pelvis in neutral. Exhale, both hands to your forehead in Namasté. Synchronizing brain and heart, both brain hemispheres for balance. Inhale, arms come over the side into Prasarita C arms. Exhale, anchor the shoulder blades to the back of your torso. Imagine them gliding over your ribs. And then start freeing up your head and the foramen magnum again, so you're actually thinking with your body as you move and create a lot of space for all the feedback. Inhale, lift our head, and with an exhale, connect to your ribs. So everything that you take in pranically can be digested and then manifested by your lower body. Jaya Mudra, Mudra of Victory, Mudra of Victory. Inhale, arms to the side. Exhale, open the back of your heart with eagle arms. Right on the left, lift the elbows, keeping the connection to the pelvic floor, your roots and the core of your body. Breathe here, dropping the shoulders with every exhale, widening the back of your heart with every inhale. And then release the pose. Inhale, arms come wide to the side, embracing the world. And then with an exhale, change sides, left on the right, bringing the palms of your hands together to touch. Inhale, lift the elbows. Exhale, drop the shoulders, freeing up the air element so we can soar to the sky with the ability of an open heart. Breathe. And then with an inhale, open up the arms wide, and with an exhale, glide forward as we go into Marauding Bear, the same spinal activation, the spherical movement of the torso around the pelvis, here with the added element of a free pelvis. So focus on the connection of the movement of the torso to your sit bones. Inhale, come into neutral. Exhale, flex your feet and pull back into downward dog. Finding the rooting. With an inhale, lift the right leg. With an exhale, bend the right knee, open the right hip. So feel this slight twist as you now start to circle the bent right leg, thereby creating synovial fluid for the head of your femur, the hip socket, and nourishment throughout this joint. Inhale, extend the right leg. Exhale, setting the right leg down. Changing sides. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, stabilizing the left shoulder, bending the left knee. Feel this extension of the front line as you start to activate the circling and the synovial fluid. Keeping the breath and the shoulders steady and free. Drawing to center every time the knee drops. With an inhale, extend the leg one more time. And with an exhale, set the foot down and return onto hands and knees all fours. This time, step your knees a little bit wider. And you can either bring your toes together, so your pelvis, your knees and your feet form a diamond, or as you see me doing here, keeping the lower legs and shins parallel to each other. Come resting on your forearms or stay up on your hands and start to observe while you're breathing the position of your pelvis, either anterior tilt or neutral, your lumbar spine. And as you draw back your pelvis, moving towards your heels, find if there's a nice activation on the inside of your legs, the adductor zone, the deep external rotators in your hips, and maybe a slight stretch in your lower back as you descend onto your belly for Cobra pose. Allow yourself to rise organically with an inhale, feeling the free neck area, the wide base of the skull, and then the extension of the heart, the sternum upwards towards the heaven, keeping the breath flowing, and then returning with an active core into a modified child's pose, just to remember and remind yourselves of this primal curve of our spine, the ones we developed while in the womb. And then stepping forward again, knees together, and step with an inhale the right leg out, with an exhale the left leg follows as you come into a Prasarita stance, outer edges of your feet parallel, and start by activating the inner legs by bending with an exhale the right leg. You see me doing it twice on the right, so choose the left leg for the second inhale and exhale, and then walk your hands forward towards your right foot turning, and come into Ajjanasana and start to pulse the spine here. So there's this oppositional length between your left back heel and your right knee, and you're keeping the strong core and a fluid spine in a slight forward bend with an exhale, and with an inhale this long front line extension. With the next exhale, set the left knee down, bringing the hands to your heart, unifying both halves of your heart with both brain hemispheres, and then come into the low lunge position for opening your soul connection, the psoas, keeping the pelvis upright or neutral. And then with the next exhale, descend onto the floor, left hand touching, right hand on your heart. Inhale, extend the arm forward, reaching into space, and with an exhale, return to your back left foot. You can always use a strap here. With an inhale, flow through the extension for the front side of the body. With an exhale, dive down. And if your left knee is set behind your pelvis, there's actually a double whammy or a double candy you can find here. So with every inhale, as you bend towards your foot, there's a deeper extension of the upper body. And with every exhale, as you descend and your heel comes closer to your pelvis, there is a deeper extension of the front line of your leg. So you can, as you come forward, stay up on your left hand, or come, as you see me doing here, onto your forearm. Make sure that the head and neck is relaxed, and then with an inhale, come back up again, finding again this juicy extension, the back bend. Inhale, and with an exhale, releasing the back foot, return your right hand onto the earth. And with an inhale, come back up one more time from the pelvic floor into a low lunge, finding the whole back bend or extension supported from the knee pelvic floor connection. And from there up through the breathing, the psoas, the diaphragm to the sternum. Inhale, opening the arms. Exhale, releasing the back of the right leg into ARDHA HANUMAN. And here you wanna still feel the sit bone on the right side moving away from your right heel. Make sure there is no stress immediately around the joints. And if there is, just flex the right foot less or bend the right knee. And try to keep, as with an exhale, you're diving forward and down, this slight anterior tilt of your pelvis, your tailbone moving to the back and slightly up, and the extension of the front of the spine. Shoulders away from the ears, and then settle into the forward bend. The straighter you keep the torso, the more you can work into your leg. The more the back rounds, the more we create some opening for the back torso. And then come forward, knee over heel with an inhale. Keep the right foot rotated forward as you move to the side and come into a KALARI squat, sitting on your left heel and finding the connection between your insight and your creative sorting process, and then the earth. A sacred moment. Enjoy as you breathe. Balancing it all up with heart energy, return to the other side. Coming back onto hands and knees. Just opening up the spine, also gently rounding the back. Inhale here, exhale, finding core support throughout the pelvic floor, the deep abdominal muscles, and then with an inhale, extend the right leg back. Exhale, lifting the left arm. Balance here, finding a diagonal line from your right foot and toes to your left hand and fingers, and then return. And let's change sides. With an inhale, the left leg extends. With an exhale, the right arm comes up. Find the core supports, the squared pelvis, the inside of your left leg moving up towards the sky. And try to feel your body as a field, not as isolated parts. As you breathe, the breath wave moving throughout the whole informational field. And then release with an exhale, stepping the left leg forward. And with an inhale, rise into the low lunge. Exhale, finding again the support from the earth, from the pelvic floor. So front left heel, back right knee. And then release the pose by setting the hands down. Right hand stays underneath your right shoulder. Left arm moving with an inhale forward and around the body to grab the back leg. Inhale, find this extension. Exhale, the surrender and the deep opening for your soul. Base of the skull stays soft. Your body's feedback fluid. As you move with an inhale into the extension, the heart opening, and an exhale into this slight forward bend, you can deepen as you see me doing here. And still an extension for your hip on the right side. Shoulders away from the ears. Back of the skull, free. Front of the spine, elongated. Inhale, return up onto your right hand into the back bend. Exhale, releasing the pose. Setting your hands. And then deepening again the psoas work on the right side. With an inhale, come once again into low lunge. Exhale, finding the isolation from the lower left belly to the left thigh. As you breathe, moving the heart up. Inhale, come up again. Exhale, releasing the hands to the floor and slowly straightening the left leg for ARDHA HANUMAN on this side. Both sit bones on one long line, and then releasing over your left leg again in a slight anterior pelvic tilt so you can really work the legs, keeping the spine straight so you can have a deeper, more informed access to the back of your legs. Reminding yourself that there's the possibility to bend the left knee or flex the left foot a little bit less. As you release over your left leg, trying with every inhale to extend the sternum forward towards the toes. And then with an inhale from center, move back up again. Exhale, freeing up the left leg by first bending the knee and then returning to your side, sitting on your right heel into KALARI squat. Your knee and your toes pointing into the same direction. External rotation of the left hip. Finding again the connection between the master centers of the body, your inside vision, your heart, and of course earth supporting this in respect. Feel gratitude for your life experience in every sense of the word, connecting to your creative powers in gratitude. And then complete the half mandala again by turning forward, setting your hands, resting on your knees, finding support throughout the core, maybe a slight rounding of the upper back, and then releasing the spine again in Marauding Bear, trying to keep the hips still and moving the torso, freeing the back from the work we just accomplished. Let the head be free as you circle, and then literally as you see me doing here, or metaphorically, prepare the ground for another very relaxed, modified child's pose in primary curve of the spine, connecting to the deep-rooted ability of your body to organize, structure, grow, regenerate, and then come back up with an inhale, and with an exhale move forward into Sphinx or Seal. Inhale here, and then with an exhale descend onto the floor. You see me preparing my shoulders as with an inhale my arms circle forward, and as I draw back with an exhale there's this lifting of the upper body and the sternum as the back contracts, and descending. And with an inhale lift up the upper body into Cobra one more time, or staying in Sphinx, and with an exhale come back down. Inhale, arms forward, exhale, arms to the side. Inhale, draw the sternum up, free back of the head. Exhale, descend down again. And then settle your hands underneath your shoulders and make sure that your lower back feels free. Core support. Inhale, bending the right knee. Exhale, bending the left one, keeping your knees in line with your hips. And then with an inhale and exhale, reach back to grab your ankles, finding core support, pelvic floor, and with an inhale, lifting up the upper body, the back of the knees. And with an exhale, stay here. You might feel a slight rocking sensation as your diaphragm moves in your body. And with an exhale, allow a surrender, finding core, and with an inhale, lift back up again. Exhale, releasing, finding core with an inhale, and then with an exhale, letting go of your legs, setting your hands underneath your shoulders, core support as you move up with an inhale, and with an exhale into Balasana or Child's Pose, waving the spine, feeling released and yet mobile and free. And then with the next inhale, move forward, and with an exhale, find a version of Cobra here with lower legs up. Inhale, crossing your shins or legs parallel, roll over your legs, and with an exhale, extend the legs, move forward. Right leg in front of your left. Center of the lower legs crossed, feet underneath your knees. Release with an exhale, forward and down. Finding free movement of the breath and spine. Free back of the neck. Shoulders released. Awareness of the present. With an inhale, roll back up. With an exhale, place your right foot in front of your left and allow your hands and your core to keep you upright, heart lifted. Stay here if you want to, or if you want to have a deeper hip opening and your knees and hips allow for that, come into cradling your right lower leg in front of your heart. Right elbow embraces your right knee, right foot on the inside of your left elbow, fingers interlaced, cradle your leg in love. If this is enough, stay here. With an inhale, if you want to extend the right leg, exhale, find your center, this long line from sit bone, firmly glued to the floor, to heel, shoulders drawing away from the ears. And then a deeper or repetitive release for the right hip area in either Sukhasana or, as you see me doing here, right knee on top of your left foot. Deep external rotation and a forward bend with the front side of your spine elongated, yet the breath fluidly moving throughout your system and systems. Access here, finding connection to yourself, and then with an inhale, come back up to sitting. And with an exhale, you can either rest for a moment or deepen the external hip rotation by placing your right knee on top of your right shoulder. And with an exhale, extending the right leg, finding your inner compass in compass pose. Shoulders away from the ears. Observe the breath, and then with an exhale, release. And surrender in easy seat or Sukhasana. Roll back up to sitting with an inhale. And with an exhale, bring your legs forward, heels to the floor, and with an inhale from the core, lower spine extended, come into half boat or Ardha testing your core strength, the ability to steer your pelvis as an integrated housing of your spine. And then change legs, left leg in front of the right for easy seat or Sukhasana, and the first release for your left hip and the whole spine as we dive forward, finding movement of breath, calmness of mind, a surrender of the head, a free flow and exchange. With an inhale, rise back up to sitting. And with an exhale, stay as we did on the other side with your left foot in front of your right, drawing yourself up using your core power in your arms, or if you want to deepen the external rotation of the left hip, cradle your left leg, embracing your lower leg, active left foot, big toe mound pushing into your biceps, heart extension, free back of the neck. Inhale, hamstrings, extend your left leg, rooting and reaching at the same time, stable core, fluid breath, free back of the neck. Enjoy the breath flowing through your body. And then with an exhale, gently bending the left knee again and letting the left foot rest on your right knee. Both feet underneath your knees, external rotation of the hip as you surrender forward into Agnishtambhasana or square pose. Surrendering the back of the neck, finding the back of the neck connected to your tailbone, creating space as you breathe in the front of the body, in the sides of your body, and in the back. Hands passive and soft on the floor. Inhale, rise back up, to sitting. Exhale, freeing your left leg. And rest if you need to. But if your body allows for it, deepen into compass pose. Left knee behind your left shoulder. Inhale, extend the left leg. Exhale, heart rises, shoulders away from the ears. Pelvis firmly grounded equally on the left and on the right. Inhale, lifting the heart. Exhale, releasing the pose. Returning to front. And as you keep your knees bent, find this playfulness again, rocking the pelvis off the floor to the front and back. And then setting it down. Come into seat pose. Feel into the spine from your core. Inhale one more time, and with an exhale, allow your forehead to rest on your knees, your shoulders to drop, your arms to soften. Find again the breath wave moving through your body, nourishing the back of your heart. And then rise back up, grabbing a hold of your toes, and with an inhale, test your boat as you grab the toes in UPAVISHTA KONASANA, and with an inhale, open your legs to the side. Exhale, balance here, sitting upright, reaching through your legs, keeping the heart lifted. And then with an exhale, releasing the pose. And seal your practice with gratitude for your vision and the integrity of your being and your spine. And in this bhava, in this softened gratitude mood, roll back onto your back, finding being held and carried as a natural part of the process, and releasing into the floor. Maybe you can feel being in contact with your self-care and self-love, and allow your body's intelligence to take nourishment, encouragement from that connection. You see me doing snow angels with my arms, my legs still open in external rotation, as I enjoy the breathing and the final surrender here. The caress of the floor. And then I free up my legs, knees together, drawing them towards my heart for an unforced Apanasana. With every exhale, a release into the floor, and an extension with an inhale of the legs. You can keep them slightly bent if you feel your lower back in Shavasana supported. And then as I start to go into Shavasana here, legs falling out, being a carried star of the firmament of being. Connect to my belly and heart for guidance in creation, and through the myriad of reflections of the One Self, and the still point in connection to being. Allow the breath to move. Again, your whole body and being. Try to enjoy the emptiness, the not knowing, the not needing to have control right now, the being carried. Allow this also for your mind, as this calming and soothing we also need in these times of our common experience, digital world and its demands. This is where healing takes place. And then in your time, return to sitting and meditation if you want to. You can seal the Shavasana and the practice with a seated final twist. Also freeing of the head. Again, remember the free flow between head and body is this individualized feedback loop we all need so much. And then change to the other side. Shoulders dropped. Core support, connection to the pelvic floor. The freeing of your life. Returning forward and gathering. Slight Jalandhara Bandha, and from this a lifting of the heart and a connection between base of skull, sacrum and tailbone. Enjoy the energy freely moving, the breath flowing, unrestrained, ayama, and a deep internal connection to yourself. Thank you so much for practicing. I really enjoyed your visit. I hope to see you soon again. I wish you success and love on all levels. Namaste. If you love what we're offering, make sure to check out our other videos, either coming soon or already here. Like, leave a comment, we love to engage. Subscribe to our channel to always stay in the loop.